Hey you, it's Jess here, and we're doing a plan with me today for the last week, which was September 12th to the 18th, and I'm using the Scribble Prints Co Fellowship Kit. It's a little bit old now, but I bought 3 of them, so I can use them multiple times, and this is my second one, and I think it was last year it came out. Yeah. But obviously it's my Lord of the Rings art for the film trilogy, and I want to use this as my sort of third and final Lord of the Rings themed weeks for the Rings of Power TV show, and yeah, so I'm happy to use that. I have some Sticky Essentials Lord of the Rings overlays, but sadly she is closed right now. But these are like my favorite Lord of the Rings overlays. They look so good. And I'm just going to bring in a gold confetti bundle from SPC and just sticking with straight gold this week. So the first week we did a mix of champagne lights and gold, and then we did silver, and now we're just doing straight gold. And I really like the way they came out and being able to use all sorts of different overlays and things. So yeah, let's get on with the base. So this week was alright. I didn't get as much work done as I wanted. That's just been the theme for a while. I'm on and off with work, but I think that's just the way I work, in bursts. So we'll get it done. We got time. But I did release my Seasons Creepings art this week, and that went really well. So I'm glad, if you're more into spooky Christmas rather than Christmas, or you like Nightmare Before Christmas, or any other sort of, it's not like a Nightmare Before Christmas kit, but it has it in there. That's sort of what it was. It was something different, for Christmas. So I'm probably going to use that. I was debating, it depends on what art comes out, or what I want to use for actual Christmas week, but it might be that. But I might have it the week before instead. So we'll see. That's what I'm planning right now. And what else? Oh yes, so there's a few boxes that are gonna be left empty, like the box in the sidebar, because I think it was on Wednesday I finally decided to go through with our trip to Disneyland Paris, which I booked for October back in December, and we're thinking actually most of the time we weren't going to go because COVID, but also it's still COVID. So we'll see how it goes. We haven't had a 4th shot, which is kind of annoying, but they're not, the Finnish government isn't giving them out to us yet, so who knows when we're going to get those. But I feel like everyone's been traveling, so we'll see. And I've got a bunch of N95 masks we can wear, and I just want to try it, and I really wanted to go on this trip and just go to Disneyland during Halloween once, and probably Disneyland Paris once. I don't think I'm going to have to go a billion times after this, and it was already booked, and I just had to pay it off and pay for flights, and that's all I really had to do. So I ended up doing that on Wednesday, and fingers crossed we don't get sick. But we'll see how it goes. I was feeling the FOMO, you guys. I feel like everybody's in Europe right now, and it really sucks, because it's like, I feel like I'm being crazy, still being worried about that stuff, when obviously there is reason to be still worried, but we'll see. I mean, at least our flights are only 3 hours long, and we can wear masks easily for that time. And I feel like Disney might be a little bit more controlled environment rather than like walking around Paris or something. So that's why I'm doing it. And yeah, we'll see. We're testing the waters. But that'll be like our one trip outside of Finland for this year. And yeah. So I'm still excited, but that's what I'm leaving for the sidebar is I ordered some gold I only have like Disney scripts in Holo because of the one time I went in 2019. I was just doing a Holo spread. So I ordered some scripts from SPC in gold and Holo because I am going to use Holo for the week in October that I'm using the Disney kit, but I wanted to be able to put stuff on the week before and also this week, which are both gold foil. So I ordered a lot of scripts, and one of them is We're Going to Disneyland, so I'm going to put that in the sidebar here. And then on Wednesday, I am also waiting for the gold script to put Book Dining because we booked the flights, we paid off the tickets and hotel, and then we booked a dinner for the first night. So we decided that the second night we're going to just fend for ourselves and probably eat in the park. But yeah, so I am excited about it. I think it'll be really cool, and I have low expectations for Disneyland Paris, to be honest. But it'll be fun to be there at spooky time. I've only ever been to Disney either in summer or at Christmas. I actually went Christmas Day. I can't remember which year. I went to Tokyo Disneyland on Christmas Day one year, and that was pretty cool. And I wore Nightmare Before Christmas leggings and maroon Ugg boots. But anyway, that was a fun time. I do love Tokyo Disney. But this is my first time in Paris, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, so you'll hear about that later on. And of course I have the plan with me. Excuse me, I just had lunch, so my throat is all weird. But that was what really happened in the first half of the week. And then I should talk about the board games we played at the end of the week, because I said on Monday I would talk about them, and because we played them on Friday and Saturday, I probably won't have a lot of time to talk about them when the plans actually come up. And these are the usual plans on the week. I'll point out anything that's important, but Coffee Monday, work, blah blah blah. But the first video game we played was Call to Adventure Stormlight Archive. So Call to Adventure is like a normal card game where it's a hero builder. So you have like 3 story arcs that you go through, and you have like 3 origin, like beginning cards of your character, and as you build up their story on each level. So the first level is origin, and then you have then the second is motivation, and then the final is destiny, which you only unfurl like once you get to that part. But you build up this whole hero, and at the end of it you can explain the story of your hero through what you gained through the game. And this is like a normal Call to Adventure. I think it's just a normal any type of hero, and it sounds like it'd be fun to like, if you're gonna play D&D, you could build up a character story this way, or just it's a fun story thing. And then this is a Stormlight Archive version. So Stormlight Archive is a fantasy series written by Brandon Sanderson. So all the cards, all like destinies and stuff are related to the books, which we both have read and love. So we played that, and it was really fun. Like, my origin card was a farmer, and then my motivation was seeking redemption, and then my destiny was one of the Stormlight Archive. They're called Radiants, and you bond a spren, like a little spirit, and mine was a Skybreaker, so they're all about justice and stuff like that. But then as I picked up cards on each story, my origin came about that I was a farmer who was a thief, so I thought up maybe I stole money so that I could, and then one of my other things was that I went to train to be a surgeon. So my thing is, I was a poor farmer who was struggling, so I went and stole money and also an acceptance into surgeon school. And I went there, but I also was trying to seek redemption for having done that in my past because I regretted it, and so on and so forth. So that was really cool. Like, it builds up a story and you just make a little hero, and obviously every time you play you have a different hero, and you go through different challenges and different like traits and things. So there's like thief and there's officer, things like that. But then there's also like defeat Odium, who's the big bad in Stormlight, or Bondespren, or here's what happens when you become a Radiant, stuff like that. So that was a really fun game, and it's super simple. It's just really cards, and you have like a board to build up, and then you gain like virtue and corruption as well. So you can do bad decisions to become an evil person, or you could try and be good. Like, so I started off with like more evil points because I was seeking redemption, and I was able to get myself all the way to the top of virtue, so I redeemed my character. But in the end, you count up points for everything that you've got, and then who has the most points wins. And I think luck won, yes. And then on Saturday, we played Villainous for the first time, which is also kind of a card board game. It's got cards and you have a board, and obviously you play as a Disney villain. I think everyone knows Villainous as a game. And I did Maleficent, and Locke did Queen of Hearts because they were interested in the mechanics of that. But technically Maleficent is an easier board, so I ended up winning that, but only by like 2 turns. Locke could have won in 2 turns after me winning, so that was really fun. We really enjoyed Villainous, so we're looking forward to playing more of the boards, and we've been looking at the expansions to see what other villains we might be interested in. But yeah, so those are the 2 board games we played on the weekend, and they were pretty quick. Like we're only playing like an hour, less than 2 hours for both games, so it's just something fun to do after dinner at night. On Friday and Saturday we're just in the mood. We're like, I think this week Locke picked up Call to Adventure Stormlight and was like, let's just play it. And I was like, we should play Villainous afterwards. And it's like, let's just bring it out. So we played those, and that was great. Nice quick games, but still like, there's still sort of strategy, and also I guess Call to Adventure is less strategy and more trying to build your character, and sometimes it leads you down weird ways, but you figure out the story and how it happens, and it's kind of fun in that creative sense. And it was funny because it said to figure out who goes first in the game, it's who goes first is the person who last finished a novel. And so on Thursday, I think on Thursday I wrote, or is it Friday, I finished my book, The Great Hunt, so the second book of Wheel of Time. So I got to go first on Friday, but then Locke on Friday night or on Saturday morning finished their book. So we did it again for Villainous, so they got to go first that day. I think that's a fun way to like figure out who goes first. But yeah, so I also finished the second book in Wheel of Time, The Great Hunt, and I've just started on the third book, The Dragon Reborn, and it's going well. I think actually I started considering like, how can I, I've always said I don't know how to star rate books, but I think I started to figure out how I would star rate things, and I think the second book of Wheel of Time is definitely like a 3. It was pretty much just the last 2 hours of the book when anything actually interesting happens, which is kind of nuts. And like, it really goes off at the end there. It's great, but also, oh my god, it's like a 24-hour book, and the last 2 hours, like, anything big actually happens, and the rest is like, please shut up. You can definitely tell in the books they're supposed to be younger, and they're very complainy, and I feel like Wheel of Time is definitely a world that I would not want to live in. Like, first you have the Children of the Light, who hunt down and kill Aes Sedai. And they're all like, Aes Sedai evil, and everyone thinks they're evil, but it's like, they're the only ones who are actually, like, doing anything and helping people. Oh my gosh. Like, they're the only ones who can gentle men who've gone insane. So before they destroy the world from being insane from magic, the Aes Sedai gentle them so they can't do it. And yet everyone hates the Aes Sedai. I'm like, they're oh my god. So not only do you have the Children of the Light, but you also have this, and I'm sorry, these books are like 30 years old now. And this might be a spoiler for perhaps the next season of Wheel of Time, the TV show. So skip ahead if you don't want to know, but there's this whole other group of people who enslave Aes Sedai women. And it's pretty horrible. Like, one of the characters gets messed up in it, and it made me feel so sick. Like, anything that's like, I'm really sensitive to stuff that's not, like, there's no justice in it. So I just felt so sick and horrible because this character's been enslaved, and they even changed her name, and it's like, oh my god. Because I hate it in history and now, but also in fantasy, and I'm just like, I do not want to live in this place. Send me to Middle Earth. I'd rather deal with orcs, honestly. So that was a big thing in this book, which was horrible. And I was like, if they don't get her out of this situation, I'm gonna scream. But yeah, so that was fun. I'm still enjoying it. I'm obviously still reading the third book now, and I've heard the third book is like the best one. So I've started that, and yeah, that's my Wheel of Time experience so far. And then I think they actually made, like, the Children of Light are much worse in the TV show than they are in the book so far. I don't know how they progress, but I'm also like, they're so stupid. I hate them. They're just really, really dumb in the books. Like, you don't like the Aes Sedai, but actually they're oh my god, they're the only actual good guys in this world. Everyone hates them. And even our own heroes hate the Aes Sedai. It's like, it's frustrating. That's just my outside view of it, I guess. But anyway. But in the show, they are really horrible. I think in the books, he kind of like, he doesn't really show the reality of what this group does, whereas the TV show does. So it's a lot more brutal. So what else for this week? That's enough book talk and board game talk. So the next thing, obviously, I played a lot of Dreamlight Valley this week, and here you can see on Wednesday I put book flights, and I'm going to leave this one blank with the map because that was book dining. Obviously, the dining reservations opened like a month ago before this because I was still like, well, I'm probably not going to go. So obviously everything in the park was gone. But there was some restaurants they call it Disney Village there. So we got places at a place called the Steakhouse, and it looks very fancy, and I think it's supposed to be like Chicago themed. But we're like, yeah, let's have some steak. And I think they all serve the 30th anniversary menu because it's the 30th anniversary of Disney Paris right now. So that's also a great time. That's why I also wanted to kind of go, because I think that's fun. Yeah, and I think actually one of the times we went to Tokyo Disney Sea, it was like the 15th anniversary of it, or the 20th. Anyway, and that was really fun. I like the extra stuff that they do for anniversaries. So yeah, and the menu sounds pretty good for the 30th anniversary, plus steak. So, and steak in Paris, can that ever be bad? So we booked reservations there, and then because that first day we're gonna fly in the morning, then drop our bags at the hotel. We're staying at Newport Bay Club, which is like, I don't know, 10-15 minute walk from the actual parks, like on their little lake there. And then we're gonna walk to the Walt Disney Studios Park, which I guess is like California Adventure or Hollywood Studios. So it's got all like the animation school and stuff like that. And we're just gonna spend the rest of the day there, and mostly we're just gonna ride the Ratatouille ride, probably the Cars ride, because it's like Cars Road Trip, which looks fun. I don't think it's anything like the one at Anaheim Disney, but we'll see what it's like. But otherwise, we're not that interested in this park. It is mostly like Pixar and Avengers Campus, which we have zero interest in. Avengers Campus, to be honest. So we're probably just going to do those little bits and wander around, and then we'll probably wander around the village, look at the shops, and then we'll have dinner at the steakhouse and go to bed and prepare for the next day where we'll go to actual Disneyland Park, which I have a big long list of the rides I want to do. Now, I'm probably not going to do that many like big rides because first of all, their Space Mountain has a full inversion, like you go upside down, so no thanks. No thank you to that. And I don't think they have Splash Mountain or Matterhorn, so which is good because I wouldn't go on them anyway. But they do have Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, and it actually goes under the water and onto an island in a lake, and I think that'll be fun. But I'll probably go on that alone because a lot can't ride those kind of rides. They have like a permanently broken back. So we'll probably spend most of our time, we plan to eat a lot. Eat all the snacks and all the food, drink all the drinks and the ice creams. And I want to go on like all the nice sit rides. So we're definitely going to Phantom Manor because I'm so excited. Apparently it has like an actual story, and it's like they have it in the Frontier Adventureland, and it's actually the story inside is based on Frontier rather than what's at Haunted Mansion. So that'll be interesting to see, and it's apparently longer. But so I'm excited for Phantom Manor, and then of course going to go on all like Snow White and Pinocchio. Buzz Lightyear's one. I don't mind Buzz Lightyear's ride. That's fun. And Star Tours, we like that one. But yeah. So that'll be fun. And we're just going to spend that whole day at the park, and we'll just fend for ourselves for meals and watch the fireworks, which I think is at like 9 p.m. At Disneyland Paris, because that's like when they close the park. It closes pretty early. So we'll do that. And then wander back to the hotel, and then our flight the next day doesn't actually leave until like 8 from Charles de Gaulle. So we're just gonna hang out in the village, probably try, well, it'll be Locke's first time trying it, but I've had it before. Five Guys is there. So that'll probably be our last day lunch. Do some last minute shopping, and then head back to the airport and chill out there until our flight. So I think it'll be very chill. Good trip, not too crazy. And we're only going to bring carry-on luggage. We didn't bother buying any checked luggage, so I think it'll be super simple. And of course Paris and Helsinki are both in the Schengen, so we don't need passports or anything like that, so that's great. It'll be great. A quick and easy trip, so that's what I'm hoping it'll be smooth. I put there on, so Thursday night I finished The Great Hunt. But I also put Disney Plus there because I watched one of the Behind the Attractions show episodes, which was about the castles. Oh my god, and I'm so excited for the castle there because it has the dragon underneath. So excited. I think that'd be so cool. And all the beautiful Sleeping Beauty stained glass windows that they have in there, which was made by an actual like stained glass master in France, so I'm excited for that. And then I just have a blank space there on Friday because we watched Rings of Power, the 4th episode, and we're halfway through the show. There's only 8 episodes. I'm so sad because I'm loving it. It's so good. And I put little Papershire Gimli there, but it makes me think of Durin as well. I trimmed Heidi's claws, we played Stormlight Archive, and we cooked our Christmas cake. So Christmas cake is like I guess it's really Commonwealth thing, but it's a British thing where you, like months before Christmas, you bake this very dense fruit cake, and then you put holes all through it, and then every week or so you feed it brandy. And it keeps it moist and preserved with all the alcohol. And then by Christmas time, you can open up and eat it with custard, and we're so excited. So we did this last year, but we didn't decide to do it until like November. So it didn't do like the sitting around getting fed for very long. So we decided to do it this September, and we're going to be feeding it all the way through Christmas. So excited. And we kind of just left out anything we didn't like. I put in everything we did like. So there's extra cherries and things like that. So I'm excited for our Christmas cake. But of course, oh my god, so we were so excited. We were so tired after playing our board game. And we had the cake on, and we're like, oh yeah, it bakes for like 4 hours on a low temp. And Locke was like, alright, well, I'm going to bed. And I'm like, so I had to stay up through midnight for the cake to bake. And then I had to let it cool for 30 minutes so I could take it out of the tin. Oh my god, I was so tired. And then it totally flipped, and I ended up, you can see I put tired AF during the day. But I totally flipped because I stayed up so long that I became not tired anymore. So I totally had insomnia, and I didn't actually go to bed until 6 a.m. So that was fun. And then on Saturday, we watched an episode of Garth Marenghi's Dark Place. If you can watch it, you really should. It is amazing. One of the best shows ever made. I love Dark Place. And then we sat around and we listened to the Rings of Power soundtrack, which was super fun. We both just loved listening to music. And then we did that while we ordered our groceries. So I just put order food because I ran out of space. But yeah. Ordered groceries and was listening to the Rings of Power soundtrack, which is so good. I'm so glad they got someone like Bear McCreary. He's just such a good composer. Oh my god, and he said on Twitter that he averaged about 2 minutes a day of music for Rings of Power, and he wrote 9 hours of it. Like, what? I can't even comprehend writing music, to be honest, but that was nuts. I think I messed up how I want to do the stickers here, so I'm going to switch it back. I was like, oh, these clothes don't really fit well on this icon, but then I was putting on this washi strip because I was using a gold script. So I switched them back around. But then we played Villainous, as you can see. I just used some cute Game Night stickers from Papershire. Did some laundry and then started Dragon Reborn. But yeah, so wow, I've had a lot to talk about this week. It's weird. But it wasn't a bad week. I just didn't really get as much work done as I should have. But that's life. Also the fun of working for yourself. So now we're going to do Sunday. Oh yeah, so Sunday we watched Return of the King because each weekend we had been watching one of the trilogy since Rings of Power started, just to get some more Lord of the Rings in, and also I wanted to do it because I was using the kids. And instead of Saturday, like the other two weeks, I put it on Sunday because I needed the matching movie marquee. So I think we've done that. I think we've all done something like that. Like we wanted to match our planners, or be able to put something in our planners. So we had a sticker for it, so we did it. So that was me. I'm just putting in Return of the King here. There's a script from Carly Plans. A little borrowed from Papershire. Then did some more laundry. I think Saturday was clothes and Sunday was like our dryer stuff. And then we cleaned a whole bunch of stuff. I think I mentioned in my pre-plan with me on Monday that I was going to try to switch cleaning the bathroom to Sunday, so I didn't have to think about it on Monday. So I cleaned the bathroom and we cleaned the kitchen and the bedroom. So did a whole bunch of cleaning. And then I got a new phone. Oh my god, that was the other thing this week. I got a new phone. I picked up the iPhone 14. Just a straight one because I didn't actually want a huge phone, and I really loved that they brought back the light purple. because I currently had a iPhone 11 in the light purple. So I finally got a new one for iPhone 14. So I originally had a 7, then I got an 11, and now I have a 14. So I like to wait a few years between my new phones. But yeah, I got that in on Sunday, and I was just like setting it up all day. So it's all good now. I did order a new cover and a pop socket for it. So I'm excited for those to come in. But otherwise, then I went to bed early and I read more of my book. But I went to bed at 9 p.m., fell asleep. Then Heidi woke me up at 1 a.m. By knocking my AirPods off my coffee table, my side table of my bed. So then I was up from 1 a.m. to like 4 a.m. just awake in bed. So that was fine. But anyway, sleep has been weird, but oh well. That is my finished spread. If you liked it, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more. We have a haul coming up this Friday and a haul next Friday. So get excited. I know we all love hauls here. I know I do. So don't forget to subscribe for that. But otherwise, I hope you have a wonderful week. Stay safe and healthy. Let me know if you've been playing any board games. You recommend any for 2 players. That would be great, because it's only ever going to be 2 of us playing them, honestly. But otherwise, I will see you next time. And don't forget that I love you and I appreciate you. Bye-bye. Bye, friends. Bye.